Seahawks Today is bringing you the best Seattle Seahawks coverage on YouTube with daily news and rumors, live shows, watch parties, Q&A mailbags, and more. And we are approaching 42,000 subscribers on the channel, but we need your help. Go ahead and subscribe now for free and join the crew as we march on towards 42K right here on Seahawks Today. We are discussing bye-week changes on today's show. Seattle is currently 3-1 on the very young 2023 season. They have a week off after the win against the New York Giants. And now where does this team go from here? I have 5 things that I recommend the Seahawks do differently after they come off this bye week. Before we get to those 5 things, though, let's kind of set the scene for you where things stand for the Seahawks right now, their outlook at the moment. Currently sitting with a 3-1 record. They have the 6th-ranked scoring offense in the NFL at 27.8 points per game. 17th in scoring defense, allowing about 22.8 points per game. So roughly they're winning their games 28-23. They're tied for the 3rd best record in the NFC. And if they were in the NFC North or the NFC South, they would probably win their division with ease. Unfortunately, they share a division with the San Francisco 49ers, and the Niners hold that first-place spot in the division at the moment. That puts Seattle tied for a wild card spot with that number 3 record. Now, the upcoming schedule. What is ahead for Seattle the next few weeks? You take on the Bengals on the road off the bye week. Joe Burrow, not so healthy right now, and that's a must-win game. Every win's a must-win game for the Cincinnati Bengals at this point, playing from behind like they are. Then you face the lowly Arizona Cardinals, who have surprised some folks with their win against the Dallas Cowboys a couple weeks ago, so not necessarily a given. The Cleveland Browns, kind of hard to figure out right now with the way Deshaun Watson is playing at this juncture. And that is also the throwback jersey game as well, so a little extra motivation. You look good, you feel good, you play good, as Coach Prime would say. Then week 9, you travel to Baltimore to take on a very good Baltimore Ravens team, the most explosive player in the league in Lamar Jackson, a very good defense there in Baltimore. And then the Washington Commanders, who kind of like the Cleveland Browns, we don't know who they are. We've seen some good, we've seen some bad already. So it's an interesting stretch ahead. Realistically, when I look at this Seahawks team through the first few weeks of the season, this is as good as you could have expected, a 3-1 start. I think all of us, when the season began, said, hey, we'll take 3-1. We didn't necessarily think they would lose to the Rams week 1, but we all would have said, hey, 3-1, your season is fully ahead of you. You feel pretty good. That's a good start heading into the bye week. Now, what do you do from here? Well, the first thing the Seahawks need to do as far as their changes go from here, I point to defensive coordinator Clint Hurtt. Now, before this past week, Clint Hurtt had become a punching bag of sorts on this show, as I was very pissed, and much of you were as well, with the way that he was calling this defense for the Seahawks. But what we saw on Monday night should have been a step in the right direction, and hopefully there's more of that to come, that they continue to do what they did against the Giants. Look at the statistics of what they put together on Monday night. 11 sacks, 3 turnovers, held the Giants under 250 total yards. It was a performance that reminded us of the LOB days when those days were the glory days of the Seahawks. It felt like going back to yesteryear. What we've seen from this team is that they are capable defensively, that they have the right players to compete at a high level, but we need to see this consistently every week. And to me, that is more about coaching than it is about the players involved here, because the talent is clearly there when I look at this Seattle Seahawks team and where things stand right now. You look at where they're grading out at this point for Seattle. I mean, the grades, they kind of speak for themselves of where this Seattle Seahawks team is at this point. I mean, you talk about Bobby Wagner's grading high, Witherspoon, Wosu, Jamal Adams, Miles Adams. I mean, they got 9 guys with scores that are 70 or higher at this point in time, folks. And just to get perspective, in case you don't know how PFF works and all that, Those are very good grades that the Seahawks defense is getting. So the talent's there. They just need the coaching to put them in the right situations for it. What's your confidence level in defensive coordinator Clint Hurtt right now? I liked what I saw last week, but I need to see more of it. I'm still not sold on Clint Hurtt yet. Where's your confidence level at? Let us know 1 through 10 in the comment section below. Number 2, get healthy. Man, this bye week could not have come at a better time for the Seattle Seahawks when we talk about the health and the injury status of this team, because they are very banged up. The last few weeks have been all about survival. Now's the time to turn that corner and get healthy as this schedule is about to get tougher. We showed you it earlier. It's not going to be easy of what this team has to go through. I mean, think about this, okay? The injury list is long, but you're likely to get some players back here in the next couple of weeks. Let's go to the IR and PUP list of expected returns. We'll start there. Abraham Lucas could be back as early as week 7. Kenny McIntosh, Brian Monet, Austin, Derek, those guys could be back week 6. Not for certain, but could be back by then. That would be a big relief to have those 5 guys, particularly Abraham Lucas, back, although the backup tackles have done good in Lucas and Cross's absence. And then you also factor in on the Seahawks injury report, Geno Smith, with a little bang up there. I think he's fine, though. That's what it sounds like. Trey Brown coming back from the concussion. Coby Bryant with the toe injury. And you really need Coby Bryant because with Jamal Adams there, now you can move Coby around a little bit. Jarran Reed has looked a lot better the last couple of weeks. You need him 100% healthy. Artie Burns had a few moments. He's got a hammy. Charles Cross we know about with the toe. Jamal Adams sounds like he's going to be okay coming off the injury that he suffered, that concussion against the Giants there. And then Phil Haynes and Damian Lewis as well. So it is a long injury list for Seattle. Get healthy so you can get back out there and play an extremely high level. To me, you're very lucky you're 3-1 with how long that injury list is right now. But better times are hopefully ahead as far as that goes. More to come here on Seahawks Today, but first, I want to tell you about today's sponsor, BetUS, the exclusive sportsbook partner of Chat Sports. If you go to chatsports.com/bet, enter the promo code Seahawks125, you will get a 125% deposit bonus. Put $100 down, you get $125 to spend for free. It's like buying a pizza, and then you get an extra pizza and another slice included for free. That's what BetUS is offering with this deal for Seahawks Today viewers. Odds out for some football this weekend. I know that the Seahawks aren't playing, but that doesn't mean you can't bet this weekend. Niners and Cowboys. Should be a fun game to watch, despite how much we may hate both these teams. Niners about 3.5-point favorite. Over-unders at 45. You want to bet on this game or other games around the league? Do so. Chatsports.com/bet, promo code Seahawks125. Number 3 in our bye week changes. MoreBobo. We've been screaming it from the mountaintops for weeks that we wanted MoreBobo. We got it in the preseason, and then he made the roster, which was great to see as a UDFA, and as exciting as that was. Season starts, kind of MIA, didn't really hear much from him. Then week 3 against the Panthers, he gets his first touchdown catch from Geno Smith at the end of that ball game in the red zone. That was great. That's been about it. Only 4 targets towards Jake Bobo's direction. 2 catches, 8 yards, and a touchdown for Jake Bobo at this point in time. Look, we all know Jake Bobo's not outrunning anybody. He's not the fastest guy. But when you look at the Seahawks of where they've kind of struggled of some sorts, one big area of improvement where Jake Bobo can come in and help this team is in the red zone and red zone offense. Think about this. The Seahawks have scored touchdowns at about 58.82% of their red zone attempts. I think we all go back and remember the week 3 game against Carolina where they started off with, 4 or 5 field goals in a row, couldn't punch it in the end zone. But then you got to Jake Bobo later in the game, and he turned that into a touchdown. I want to see more Jake Bobo, in particular in the red zone, and I think that he could come in and help the Seahawks with those red zone issues where they're staying out of the friend zone, they're getting into the end zone. as far as that goes. So you want more Jake Bobo. I want more Jake Bobo. Get in that chat and spam more Bobo. Let's hear it for our boy Jake Bobo. We want to see him get more involved and help this team specifically in the red zone. Spam more Bobo in the comments section. Let's go. Next on bye week changes, I want to see the Seahawks be a little more aggressive when it comes to the passing game. Here's what I mean by this. Geno Smith, is he playing well? Absolutely he is. Look at the numbers that he's put up right now. Completion percentage, one of the best in the league, 68%. A little over 800 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 pick. Geno's playing at a high level, no question about it. But what I'm surprised about when it comes to Geno Smith is, as well as he's playing without his biggest strength to his game. If you go back in the hot tub time machine to 2022, in the statistics, they showed that Geno was at his best with the deep ball. He was the most accurate deep ball passer in the National Football League this year. But the numbers in 2023 tell a different story. In the deep passing game, he's only had 14 attempts and only completed 4 of them to this point. His grade, according to PFF, is about a 63.2. Where he's been at his best this year has been the medium passing game. 10 to 19 yards, he's 18 to 19. And if you had to pick one of the categories to be the best at, you'd probably choose the medium passing game because that is going to be your best, average of sorts. But you look at the short passing game, 45-57, 67.8. Behind the line of scrimmage, 17 to 17, 68.3. One of these is different from the other. That's the deep passing game. More of Geno, downfield passing, push the ball down the field. You got the receivers to do it. I mean, even Noah Fant can do it. We saw that with that play from Drew Lock earlier. Push the football down the field more. I want to see more of it. Use it to Geno's strength. Last on bye week changes, Julian Love. Julian Love, if we're going to be frank with you, he's not had the best start to 2023 the way that we expected anyway. And I think the biggest reason why is it feels like he's out of position of some sorts. Now, knock on wood, Jamal Adams should be healthy after the bye week, coming off the concussion. So Jamal takes back his spot, the strong safety position where Julian Love had been playing. And I would look at putting Julian Love from there at his more natural position of the nickelback spot. Coby Bryant, we've seen him in the preseason play a little safety. Maybe the two swap positions there, potentially speaking, or you put Coby and Julian together, both as nickelbacks, whatever it may be. But that's what I would like to see, is find a more natural fit for Julian Love, because it just feels like he's playing out of place at the moment. We know he's really talented, that he's got a lot of potential, but he's got to be utilized properly. And Clint Hurtt and the Seahawks defense aren't doing so right now. His numbers so far in the season: 37 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, 3 pass breakups, and 1 forced fumble recovery so far in 2023. So those are my 5 big bye week changes. What are yours? What's the biggest change Seattle needs to make during the bye week? Chime in. Let us know in the comments section what that change is. Subscribe now to Seahawks Today, as we're talking about your Seattle Seahawks each and every day here on the channel. And we will see you next time.